Welcome back, everybody. Time for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and we have a new alpha version, Alpha 7. Now, it does not include a campaign, and it does not include any new ships. This is mostly about effects to the gameplay itself, and there are some significant ones. So let's just go ahead and run down the list real quick. Targeting is more dynamic, affecting mainly fast-moving ships such as destroyers, which should have more chances in evading shots when they maneuver. Makes sense. You know, you got a destroyer; it's a fast ship. It takes a long time for a battleship, for example, to lock on at a targeted distance. It's going to be a little harder to hit those fast-moving ships. Flash fire chance reduced for smaller guns ammo, especially those found on destroyers. They fine-tuned the ship maneuverability, steering mechanics. Early tech torpedoes are now having smaller range and are slower. This makes the impact and evolution of torpedoes more historically accurate. Sonar and hydro equipment is now available for armor cruisers, battleships, battle cruisers. That is a huge addition, making capital ships much more aware against torpedo threats. Stealth and torpedo detection levels have been rebalanced accordingly. Fast mode of torpedoes rebalanced. Range penalty is less, but accuracy is reduced further. Repaired some of the issues with USA cage masts that either did not fit in hulls or were not available. Minor adjustment to auto-design algorithm for improved designs, optimization of destroyers' engine weights, all other types engine weights, 2 more barbette variants for large guns, giving more flexibility in handling gun arrangements, balances of costs and weights for various ship parts. Early tech engines receive a small boost in horsepower so that pre-dreadnoughts are not overly slow. Several mission rebalances, long list of changes in the forum. So they talked about this, the fact that some of the missions were just super hard, and they said in some cases it was only about a 5% of people that were actually winning certain missions. So they've changed that and updated that. Fixes to secondary guns that could fire over their maximum range and cause too many threads crash. Fixed torpedo tubes that could not fire at sharp angles. Fixed a generic Mark III 4-inch single-barrel turret. Transport ships too slow in maneuvering. Italian towers. So you can kind of see, even though I'm kind of surprised they made this a new alpha version rather than just a big update to Alpha 6. I thought for sure Alpha 7 was going to be where we would see a campaign for the first time, but my understanding is, at least from what they've said in the forums, that right now their focus is on getting things ready to where they can release this in early release on Steam. And it sounds like only after that happens will we finally get a campaign. So that's where we're at. So we're going to go ahead and just go in and play with this a little bit. Let's do a custom battle and just see some of the changes that have happened and how they are impacted in the game. So just as a way of testing out some of the new mechanics and just see how things operate, I'm just going to go ahead and queue up. We're going to do a battleship, 5 destroyers against a battleship and 5 destroyers. And I'll go ahead and design my battleship and just kind of see how the new mechanics work with things like the barbettes. See what kind of barbettes we have available to us. You can see here we've got a number of new ones. So now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 9 different barbettes available to us. So we're going to go ahead and build up a German battleship. And I want to see how it operates against the cruisers or against the battleships now. We're going to see how it works now that we have acoustics for the first time. So we've got hydro and sonar available to us. So for the first time, we're going to be able to spot torpedoes with the battleship. And we're just going to kind of see how some of this stuff operates. I think I want to go with gun aiming speed because we're going to deal with battleships. This is a huge battleship. I may be making it too easy on myself, but this isn't really about that anyway. So let's see. Standard, superimposed. We have enlarged and huge. So we have kind of these extra steps in that process. I think we might have to move this back a little bit. Let's see if that's possible to do. So now we might be able to get an extra one on the front. Sweet. All right, so let's look at our centerline guns. 18 inches are Mark IIIs. I'm going to go with... we'll go with 18s. Because we're going to put a bunch of secondaries on this thing too. We can't get 18s on those barbettes. It's an enlarge. We need a huge one. So we ought to still be able to get a decent sized gun on that third barbette. We're not going to quite be able to get another one back there, so let's think about this a little bit. Okay, so here we go. So I couldn't get a third gun up front, so I'm actually just going to throw some Mark 4 15 inchers on the sides here, so we can still get a nice bunch of those. We've got some 8-inch guns on the side. We've got some 5-inch guns as well. I think that's going to set it up nicely to really be able to test how we're going up against some of these things. So let's get turtleback armor. I'd really like it to be high TNT. We've got our sonar, we've got our rangefinder. Let's go ahead and get some radar on this thing. Weight's obviously going to become an issue at some point. And I want to look too at how things are going with the funnel. What are we at as far as speed? We're only at 25.5 knots. And I want to look, engine efficiency is pretty bad right now, but we haven't changed the engines yet. So let's go to forced boilers. That gets us to 73%. If we go to full oil, that gets us to 78%. That's still not enough. So we obviously have to make some other changes if we want to get to where we want to be with this. How about balance boilers? Nah, that goes back down. So we're going to need another funnel on this thing, is the reality, and I'm not sure that there's a spot we can put one, so we're going to have to figure out how we want to go about this. All right, well, we're just going to go with a slow ship, 22.5 knots. When you're dealing with a 130,000 ton battleship, you need a lot of propulsion to get that thing moving, and obviously we're just not going to be able to get it without giving up some guns to make that happen. Which, you know, maybe that's what I ought to do. Maybe I'm better off to sacrifice some speed, or add some speed by sacrificing some of those big guns, trying to make room for another funnel in here. We can throw it right in there. It's going to make it look awful, but that's what we're going to have to do to be able to get more speed on this thing. And then of course the speed's going to add to the weight, but now we can get up to 29, 30 knots or so. Now we'll just drop down some of the other things that are causing the extra weight. We can go to reinforced bulkheads too. There we go. All right, let's take this thing out for a spin. Okay, here we go. Obviously I think my battleship's going to be pretty OP compared to his. There's nothing I can do about that, because, well, there's something I can do about it. I could have not built a giant battleship like this, but I really wanted to be able to test out some of the new mechanics and see how they work, see how hard it is to take out his destroyers, for example. So we had this guy spotted. I don't know if we still do. Okay, he's back this way. Looks like he's running away. Get back here. All right, let's speed up. Gonna take a while to get turned around here. Let's go ahead and get a look at this guy. We got our first hit, but it was a partial penetration. So allied damage. This looks new as well. Is that what overall we've caused? That's probably what we've caused among all of our ships. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that before, though. I haven't seen his destroyers yet, though I know where they are because I can see the smoke. We'll speed things up here until we get closer. Oh, that's interesting. I'm only going 16 knots. I don't remember dropping the speed. My destroyers are going in close. Maybe they'll be able to spot those other destroyers pretty soon. I'm still trying to get turned around toward him. Oh, he got a hit on me. A couple of them. He's got 16-inch guns. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit. One of the things I've seen a lot of people requesting in future updates is some kind of a tactical map to where you could kind of look at a map of the situation rather than just looking at it like this. I don't know if that's something that'll be forthcoming at some point or not. Still haven't seen his destroyers. I want to get in close enough to start shooting at them and see how they evade. Ooh, there's a hit, but again, not much. Alright, here's a destroyer being spotted for the first time. Alright, we gotta turn this thing a little bit further that way so we can get these rear turrets unloading on them. Okay, we got a plus 34% own cruise speed bonus right now. And we're going 21 and a half knots. If I drop this to, I want to get it at 21, but it doesn't look like I can. If I drop it to 20, let's see if that affects that. Oh boy, torpedoes incoming. But you can see how the destroyers are pretty easily able to maneuver their way out of the way of those things while simultaneously dropping theirs in the water. So it'll be interesting to see if the destroyers last longer in these battles or not. Let's get their smoke going. Hopefully they do, because they have had this tendency to just get wiped out in the early stages, and then it just comes down to your capital ships slugging it out. Which I think was kind of the point they were after here with this new update. Oh, it's the Victorious we're facing here. Looks like my destroyers might have got a torpedo on them. I don't know if it's going to hit or not. It's going to be super close, though. Boom, got a hit. Got 2 hits right on the back end of it. Nice job, boys. So destroyers should, I would think, in this situation start to play a more critical role. Because they've got a little more survivability now. They're not just cannon fodder. It didn't really affect my cruise speed bonus. It looks like it maxes out at 34. See if we can get a hit here. So here's the summary now, and maybe this was already there and I just missed it, but there's an ally damage and an enemy damage summary, so you can see overall how much damage has been caused by each side and by which guns, or which weapons, I should say. Oh, there we got some hits. On the Lyra. I think that one's done. Got hit by my 8-inch guns. My secondaries, and they just collided. That doesn't cause any damage yet. It looks like it's going to survive for now. Yeah, it looks like we're aiming way off here. I think the battles, by and large, will take longer because it is going to take some more time to take out some of the smaller ships, but that's fine. It makes them more interesting. Because it's going to be harder to cause damage, not only for the big ships to hit the small ones, but also going to be harder for the destroyers to take out battleships, for example, with torpedoes, because now we've got hydro and sonar for those bigger ships. See if we can get a couple of big hits on the Victorious. Don't look like it this time. Oh, we did. Right on the rear. Oh, I lost the destroyer. I didn't even realize it. DDV-4 sinks due to structural damage. So he's winning the damage battle so far. 4,000 to just 2,300 that I've inflicted. And the difference is I've gotten a lot of my damage caused on his battleship. Of course, you'll have that when I out-ton him 2-1. Hopefully at some point for these custom battles they can add a feature where you can maybe have a budget and then you can decide how to spend that budget. I think that would add a lot more fun to these custom battles. course, so would multiplayer, but I don't know that we're going to see that. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Oh, we got some torpedoes headed this way. I think we might get a hit or two. It's gonna be close. I think he's gonna get away. These ones are gonna be out too far in front. This one might hit. Oh boy, it's close. Yeah, we did get a hit. Oh, we're gonna get another hit right here too. Maybe two. Nice. Destroyers are doing their job, man. I've lost 2 of them now, but they have scored some hits. We've got 5 torpedo hits. But now we've got to start taking out some of his. There's a torpedo hit on one of my destroyers. A big one, too. Oh, did I just take one? Yep. I took a torpedo hit on my battleship. I'm not even over there watching it right now. There goes another one of my destroyers. I'm down to just 1. No, 2. I gotta be careful here watching about more torpedoes coming my way. Go ahead and turn a little bit. This thing doesn't exactly turn on a dime. Oh, there goes another one. His battleship's just about done, though. I got him. Bye-bye. Alright, now we gotta take out these destroyers. Which is going to be interesting. I don't have much maneuverability on this thing. Oh, we landed a torpedo hit on one of them. Oh no, I guess that was on the battleship that already sank. Oh boy. I don't think I'm avoiding this torpedo. Didn't do a lot of damage though. We've got an anti-torpedo belt, which helps. Now we're going to see just how agile these things are at avoiding my shots. Because one 18-inch shell might be enough to take one of these guys out if I can land one. But hopefully my 8s and my 5s can do the job. There we go. I think that was an 8-inch hit. Yep. So these 8s can definitely do the job if they can get hits on him. There's another one. This guy's going down. He's burning all over. Ah, he survived. Alright, let's start turning the other way. He's still got all 5 destroyers. This is going to be interesting. Rather unusual to take out the battleship first. Oh boy, there goes my other destroyer. He's got a flash fire. These pesky little things are going to make it difficult. It's one battleship versus 5 destroyers now. Good news is I think a lot of them are out of torpedoes, so they can't necessarily do much damage to me. And I've still got some torpedoes too, not that I think I'll hit anybody with them. Okay, he's out. Lyra's out. Let's see if anybody's got any torpedoes. They've got 3. Lysander's got 11. Laurel's got 11. So they could still do some damage here. You gotta be careful. Alright, I'm gonna turn back the other way now. There we go. Just back to back we took out 2 of them. Actually, I'm gonna keep going this way because there's torpedoes coming at me. And there's a 3rd one. We're getting in close now, so they can't get away as easily. That was 3 within about 2 minutes. Oh, he's gonna hit me. Good news is these torpedoes aren't causing a lot of damage because I've got so much protection. Oh, big hit. Those 8-inch guns have been devastating on these destroyers. I love it. Haven't landed any 18-inch hits, but that's probably to be expected. Wouldn't be that easy to hit a fast-moving target like that with an 18-inch gun. I figured just like that would be when I would hit one after I said I couldn't. Alright, now there's one left. Now that we're getting in close, we're being able to get these kills. Okay, there we go. So that's your first glimpse at Alpha 7. No major changes like in previous alphas, but some very necessary changes, and I think changes that dramatically improve the quality of the gameplay. So let me know your thoughts about those things. Use the comment section below. Drop a like if you would, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'll have a lot of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts content coming your way, as well as a lot of other videos. So thanks for watching.